So we're sitting at a food court in an airport, you know, the kind they have like at a mall where you have all these different spots you could choose from. A buddy of mine and I are sitting there, and I know some of you are going, wait, why would you eat food at a food court in an airport? Others of you are going, wait, what's a mall, right? It's like Amazon, but in buildings. Anyway, we're sitting there, and we haven't yet ordered. We wanted to grab the table because it was very, very busy. And I watched my buddy do something really interesting. He went and got in line to order pizza, right? So he's at the pizza spot. He's in line, and it's not one of those like the pizza's already in a box and all you have to do is just grab it. It's like the person goes over and takes a slice of whatever pizza you want and puts it in the oven, heats it, that kind of place. And he's in line and he's waiting and he's waiting and he's waiting. The line didn't look that big, but each person in front of him had a different special case, and he just waited so long that I watched him just leave the line and go get a burger, right? And he went to a different spot and he grabbed the burger and he came back down, and I said, I thought you wanted to eat pizza. He's like, I didn't want it that bad, right? Like it's airport food court, right? Like who cares? And I thought, this is the perfect example of how all of us are when we're buying things online. Like if you make it easy, if it's fast, if I can check out quickly, I'll buy it. I may not even spend a lot of time thinking about it. When my buddy had said he wanted pizza, it was one of those like we're walking and talking on the way to sit at the table, and he's like, yeah, I think I'll get pizza. He hadn't spent a lot of time thinking about it. But when he got in line and he's waiting and waiting and waiting, he goes, I don't want pizza that bad, right? So he got up and he left. And most of us do that online shopping as well. Well, yeah, this seems like it's an impulse buy, or it's a good deal. It's a great savings. I like it. Especially Black Friday and Cyber Monday. You're like, this is great. Okay, yeah, I'll buy it. But when you're waiting in line, when it takes so long to go from page to page, or so long to get your information in there, or you're having these validation prompts, or whatever it is, when the website is slow, what do we say to ourselves? I don't want it that bad, right? And we leave. Speed is everything. I saw a guy on Twitter the other day ask the question, like, what do we need to know about high performance when you're hitting the authorized.net payment gateway? And I wrote back to him, I'm like, it has literally nothing to do with the authorized payment gateway. I mean, yes, when an order comes in and whatever online platform you're using for your store, it has to determine, okay, we're going to put the order in pending, and then we have to go and create a connection, and then we're going to have to get an authorization token, and we're going to go, okay, now we have a payment token, but now we need to process the order and finish it out, and then send back the note and move the money over. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. But if your servers aren't configured to handle high traffic loads, then it doesn't really matter, right? All the complexity in the world with payment gateways and everything else, it doesn't matter. Now, the guy wrote me back on Twitter and said, oh, no, our infrastructure is great. We just need to know how to make sure that authorized.net can handle us. And I was really glad for my friend to jump on and say, no, actually, it's not an authorized.net issue, right? Most of the time, 90% of the time when we see a problem, it's with the server infrastructure. So, of course, my recommendation to you is make sure that you're hosted with someone who knows how to handle high performance, high traffic environments, right? We have customers that do 5,000 orders in a day, 5,000 orders in a week, and 5,000 orders in a month. And how we interact with those stores differ every time. And if you're scratching your head going, wait, I didn't think WooCommerce could do that kind of load, I'll tell you, we have tons of stores that do anywhere from 5 million a year to 40 million a year, when the average cart values are not in the tens of thousands, right? We're talking about cart values of $100, $200, $500, $1,000, right? In order to do that volume, you have to make sure that you have an infrastructure that's configured well, and that the application is configured to leverage that infrastructure. If you have amazing hardware, but your software doesn't leverage it, that's gonna be a problem. And if you have really cool software, but you are not resourcing that software correctly with your infrastructure, you're gonna have a problem. So make sure that you find a host, get on the phone with them now. This is the time, get on the phone with them and figure out, how do we make sure that guys like my friend who show up to your store and think, oh yeah, I'd like to buy this, don't end up leaving simply because it took too long to navigate through your checkout process in your online store.